I hope you all are doing well. Ranting on a Thursday. Not an afternoon, but night. What's up, everybody? How's everybody feeling? I feel like shit. But I'm here. Nah, I shouldn't say that. I mean, it's so weird that like life is just like such a like a roller coaster of emotions. You'll start the day off on like a high, feeling good. Just chilling, and then like you get on dip, and then you feel yourself going back up again, and then you realize then you're back down. Uh, it's kind of exhausting, really, if you think about it. But it's just it's a weird thing, man. Like I was kind of sad like an hour ago, and now I'm kind of like okay now. It's been weird too. Like I think I talked about it on last episode. I feel like I was like doing better. I was just like I'm not gonna let the bullshit of life get to me as much as I usually let it do. And like today, I'm just like, great. I hate my life. I hate existing. Blah 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 blah. Self pity bullshit, and just trying to like I gotta stop doing that, man. I just like at the end of the day, no one gives a fuck. I mean, I could sit here and complain about it, or I could like post on like social media and blah blah blah. Oh, my life sucks. Everything is shitty. Trying to get someone to be like, oh, it's not so bad. It's okay. I'd be like, no, it doesn't help. No one's gonna fucking fix my problems for me. So it's just more of a. It's good. Sometimes you just gotta like just live with it. Really, just live with your bullshit, and just move on. I guess. I mean, no one's gonna fucking fix my problems for me. Why am I gonna sit here and bitch about them to the world? I mean, I could always just vent on here, which is nice. I have this outlet, I guess. Um, I don't know. Maybe I should go therapy. I mean, some people say. I think some people do say that, like, even if you don't have like some deep seated like trauma you're trying to work through, like therapy might be a good way to just be like, you just kind of like vent about the bullshit of life and try to like maybe I don't know find some direction even sometimes or just like but I don't know why I just have such a weird like thing against it. I mean, and I don't even like you always hear like I mean, a thousand you'll never hear an ad on this thing and trust me, I'm not getting paid to talk all this bullshit on the internet for you guys. But like BetterHelp, I think there's some other fucking websites now that are like, therapy online. Did you not like going to an office? Did you not like going out in public and feeling like a fucking nut job? Well, here, pay our service fucking goddamn $20, $1,000 a month, and you can go talk to your bullshit some person on the internet who, we're not gonna really vet. I think it was a BetterHelp or somebody got in like trouble for like having people on there that were not like licensed therapists or like or not like as qualified as they said they were. So just like and then, like you're like, oh, do it over the phone. What do you expect? Especially during fucking when everyone's going back to work and shit. Everyone's like trying to like fake their way into a better paying job because they've been sitting on their ass for. I mean, I wonder how many people thought like during COVID, like the gravy train was never gonna end. Like they thought they can just collect unemployment and just sit on their ass for the rest of their life. But obviously that didn't work out. I remember too, man. I hate. I got it. I 100% got why it happened. But like, and I'm more of just mad at myself for not hopping on the fucking boat myself. Was when I was like still working and not getting paid as much as people who were just collecting unemployment, which is again it's fine. I almost wanted to, I tried to ask my job for less hours. I was like, give me like enough like hours to keep my job, while also like little enough to not to apply for unemployment. Because I think back in the day, back like when I first this shit first started, you could still claim unemployment if you were working a job that was like where your hours were affected by COVID. Basically, you were still employed, but you like weren't making any money because of um, just like you weren't able to work as much as you would normally would during COVID or before COVID. But it's just I don't know. It's fucking weird. Weird, man. That was a weird time too. And I get it. People are probably sick of hearing about it too. I mean, I think people still talk about that shit till I don't know. I mean, till like the generation that don't even fucking remember it. Basically, is old enough to control the narrative of what's going on now. Pretty much. Man, what else did I have to talk about? Dude, I saw a little local news that Denton is not gonna uphold the whole decriminalization thing. Which I thought is such bullshit. I mean, you pass a law, it's supposed to be a law, right? Like, it's voted on, it's passed. Fucking police department dicks aren't allowed to just be like, fuck no, I'm not doing it. They're like, no, I'm still gonna. I mean, they're still using weed as an excuse to pull people over. They're still arresting people with small amounts of fucking weed. And it's just like, you're supposed to not be doing that. you know, which is fucking bullshit, like, because it was passed on. So now you're just letting basically just ignore something that was voted on and passed by, the people of the county. So it's just like, and for what reason? So you can just give out more tickets, arrest more people? Like, it's fucking bullshit. And it's just clear, just like ignoring, it's just the ignorance of democracy, really, if you think about it. And I was thinking, who was it that were like actually protesting it? And I didn't go. I went and watched Spider Man instead. I thought about going, but then I was like, Spider Man at the same time though. So maybe as I get arrested for it, I might just be thinking, man, maybe I shouldn't have seen Spider Man. I should have protested or something. But it's still that's the thing too. I don't get how you cannot pass. You can like city council or whatever whoever the fuck's in charge of that shit can be like, yeah, you know what? We're just gonna let them keep ignoring it. We're just not gonna fucking do what we're. I know you guys voted on it, and I know you guys are like happy with it. But we're just not gonna. We're just not gonna fucking do it. We're just not gonna fucking do it. We're just not. No, 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 no. See that law you passed that you guys were like agreed on and thought was a good idea and voted and it passed and yeah, we're just gonna ignore that. You guys weren't supposed to pass that. Basically, that's what I get out of it. And I just don't get what the fuck. I just don't get it, dude. Like, why? Like, especially in like a town like this. I mean, it's fucking like, everybody smokes weed. There's literally a fucking van that drives around selling CBD, which I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they fucking bullshitted somebody I know saying it was actual weed. And you know who you fucking are if you're listening. And I know you are. It's just fucking bullshit, and I don't get it whatsoever. But I mean, that's the thing too. Like all these fucking people in charge, they don't actually have any interest of what like people want. They just want to stay in power, keep the people who keep them in power happy, so that they can stay in power, so they can keep collecting a fucking paycheck every month, every year, and whatever other kickbacks they get for being in the position that they're in. And it's just, I don't like it. I don't like. I have to say it, man. Like you go into like the corruption of like the it's like legal corruption of like politics, and it's just disgusting. And you're not surprised why nothing ever gets fucking done. Like lobbies and fucking special interest groups that just basically buy politicians to be like, no, And then there's no term limits for these motherfuckers, so they just stay in office getting paid to say the same fucking thing. They've been being paid to say for 30 plus fucking years. And everyone's wondering why nothing ever gets fucking done. Or like why it takes like some giant fucking movement of people to get anything done. Or I remember I was watching something on, I think it was just weed in general. And there's like an actual like lobby in Congress that's trying to get weed legislation like passed, and like I think their ultimate goal is legalization. I would like a federal decriminalization at least. At least in my lifetime, that I would be okay with that. Maybe I'll never see full legalization in my lifetime, either in like Texas or legal and federally. But like federal decriminalization, I think, like take it off the fucking Schedule 1 substance list. It does not need to be next to fucking heroin and cocaine. Like make it Schedule 2, like most prescription drugs are, or Schedule 3 even. But it's just fucking. Although if you do that, then it's like, why is it illegal? Pretty much, to take it off the Schedule 1 substance list, you have to. The argument to like, why is it still like illegal? That's just the inevitable question. Because pretty much everything on like the Schedule 2 substance list is legal, and I'm pretty sure anything after that too is 100% legal. So it's just like, ugh. It's just I don't know why I'm just on this giant rant about drugs. I guess this is one of my interests. Um, what else is going on in the world? I know I have some time. Hold on, look. The old topic list. Man, I have so much shit. I don't even know if I've. Yeah, electronic. Oh, dude, yeah, I did. Like, I don't know if I talked about this on another thing, but like, I saw that like Putin was doing like an electronic draft or something, and like just I was like, imagine getting a text was like, "Hey, you gotta go to war." I'd be like, nah, ignore. Nah, it's like fucking cops are at your door, like, "Hey man, why didn't you show up?" Like, "Oh, sorry, I missed that text, I guess." Like, I'll go get my stuff right now and just hop out the window. Um, yeah, apparently this shit's going really bad for him right now too. I saw that like a few like all his drone strikes apparently, uh, which is like, nah, like Ukraine said they didn't do it, but like who knows? I'm not gonna. The motherfuckers are at war, so I'm not gonna like start calling judgment on anybody here. But it'd be pretty wild. They're like, you know what? You're gonna invade us. Fuck you. We're gonna invade you. Think about it. The only thing that could kill Russia is someone that used to be Russia. The only one that can invade Russia is someone that are people that used to be Russian. They know it. They know the life. They know the drill. But when did Ukraine become part of the USSR? Back in the day. Was that after World War? I think that was after World War II, actually. So, but anyway, they're still Russian technically. At least like after, and that's a weird thing too. Like I don't get. I mean, I guess technically they were part of Russia back in the day, but then the Soviet Union collapsed, it became their own country. So they're not Russian. They're not. I never get when people are like, "Oh, well, Ukraine used to be Russia." Be like, well, it's not anymore. It's the same way like America used to be part of Britain, or countless countries who've like gained independence over time. Like it's just there's no real sound argument there. And then fucking, man, I gotta say though, it's fucking, uh, this life is so. Why they put child locks on weed shit? Son of a bitch. You're already high and you're trying to reopen the tabs you fucking just closed up. Goddamn, like a medicine bottle. Ugh. Why can't. Back when people just didn't give a shit about safety. You know what's the crazy thought I was thinking about earlier this week? It was like seatbelts used to be like an accessory. Same thing with like mirrors. Like everything that's like required on a car nowadays used to be like, ooh, like get this to be fancy. or if you don't want to die. Not required, but like yeah, might be a good idea. Yeah, that's the crazy thing too. I think like the guy that invented the seatbelt didn't patent it, so that like every car manufacturer could put it in their car, like back in the day. But don't quote me. I ain't seen shit. I always like to find like an inventor that's like actually like a good person and not trying to just like make a fuck ton of money. Like I feel like every time like you look it up like inventor like Alexander Graham Bell apparently stole the telephone or something, or Thomas Edison is not that great of a guy, and or like I don't know, probably the Wright brothers are fucking assholes or somehow. But it sucks when you find out all these cool people that made all this cool shit are just assholes. Like, cause you want to think of these people are like these like noble figures that are just like making stuff for the betterment of society, and then you find out they're like, oh no, they're just a bunch of greedy assholes that'll cut and stab anybody in the back to just get ahead. Like Edison and Tesla too. I mean, that's a fucked up story. He said he was trying to like figure out the way to give free power to everybody, and then Edison's like, nah, fuck you. And although Tesla apparently was kind of a nut job, he did marry a pigeon. So I don't know. But if the guy could give us free power, I'd be like, hey, more power to you, buddy. Hope you and the pigeon live happily ever after. This weird thing too. I remember, was he trying to like? I watch a lot of weird history shit when I'm like high. So like sometimes like I get like half facts and like I don't even know what's real or like one of my favorite things to watch high is Ancient Aliens. That shit is so fucking funny. They're just like so, aliens. I mean, it's just like the meme. It's just like all this stupid shit, and you can't imagine how many people are like wearing suits and like in this little office and are like trying to look as serious as humanly possible while saying that like, yeah, pyramids built by aliens. See this picture and this blah blah blah. They're just like bold face, just telling you, just like no bullshit. They believe that like all this shit is made by aliens, or that something aliens. Crop circles are real. Flying saucers flying through the fucking air. Which if there was like one thing I wish was real, I think aliens would be good. It would be cool. Just to know that there's like another like life form out there. Although, I hate to have that. Like, I think I kind of agree with like what was it, Stephen Hawking or something that said that like if aliens do come to Earth, it's gonna be like the Columbus coming to the New World. We're all gonna fucking die. They're gonna wipe us out or subjugate us or give us all a disease that kills like 90% of the fucking population. Which is like that's the crazy thing that like killed like the Aztecs, most of the Native Americans. I mean, they're saying that like especially in South America too, that like whole civilizations just completely wiped out by Europeans coming because of disease, not because of warfare, or, like them bringing guns or horses or armor, swords and shit like that. It's just because of bringing smallpox and or like uh, typhoid or whatever the fuck European diseases they would bring with them, or just being like on animals that they would bring, like horses not native to North America. Pigs. I don't think pigs used to be native to North America. I mean, there's so many fucking. I mean, God damn it, what was it? Australia is a good example. There's so many animals there that were brought by Europeans. Uh, I mean, there's you got to think about too, like how what that does to an ecosystem too, or like to people living around animals. Like, because I think most Native Americans they didn't domesticate animals. I mean, besides like I think a lot of tribes that followed like buffalo herds and stuff, um, they never were like corralled near animals, and like a lot of Europeans were corralled in cities or next to animals, and yeah, they gave them diseases, but eventually they became immune to them through just being around them and creating natural immunity. I don't think vaccines were a thing at the time, but they had like ways to like make you immune disease. I'm not. I remember the weirdest fucking thing I read, like how they would like to make people immune to like smallpox or like another like form like chickenpox or something. They would actually like when one kid would get it, they would make one. They would basically like mix like whatever, because it's like through like contact with like the sport boils or whatever the fuck it is. They would like mix them all together. Same thing they used to like with chicken pox. Like back in the day, when one kid would get chicken pox, every other kid in the neighborhood would like go over there to their house to get chicken pox, so they all become immune to it. Because it's like one of those diseases. Once you get it, you'll never get it again. Um, and it would actually, it's like you kill a lot of people too. Not chickenpox, but I think it was like way of like getting like multiple kids immune to smallpox and shit. Back in the day, they're just pumping out kids too. Like fuck, they're just like we gotta have make as many babies as possible just to keep this shit going. I always find it like weird when you like find somebody back in like the 1700s or something that have like 13 kids or something. You're like, dear God, that poor woman. Because there's no drugs at the time. It's just like they're just popping them out, and I'm just like, I can't imagine like not. There's a guy I cannot imagine childbirth now, but like imagine childbirth like 100 years ago. Like there's not even like a hospital you go to. You're just in a room with like a bunch of women with wet rags and like I don't even know what they would give you back then. Maybe some alcohol. I might just try and get you drunk or something. I don't even know. Probably not. I mean, I don't know, man. It's a different time. I don't think they gave you fucking anything to ease the pain. And I can't imagine people that like nowadays that are like do like the natural births or whatever. I'm like, no, no fucking way. Especially like, cause like that can go wrong too. You can kill a kid. You can kill the mother doing that shit. It's like back in the day. I mean, that would happen all the time. Childbirth was, I think, one of the main killers of women back in the day. Like, because it can easily kill you, or you can go through that whole process and the kid cannot survive because they didn't have ultrasound back in the day, so they don't know if. I mean, like say like, because like they can see like which is like a real sad thing that can happen is like when as a kid's coming out, their umbilical cord can get wrapped around their neck, so as they're coming out, they're choking themselves basically, which is just real sad. And there's no, I mean, shit. If they did a C-section back in the day, it would kill the mother, and not always guarantee the survival of the kid. I mean, you can think about it, just you're like the father just sitting in the delivery room or like outside in the waiting room, and the doctor comes out covered in blood, and you're like, yeah. So you know how you had a wife and a kid on the way? Now you don't have either. So here's the bill. We'll see you later. Have fun finding a new wife. It's just like, fuck, man. Uh, oh, dude, I actually read this one thing. This guy just got married, and on their way home from, I guess, the ceremony, this drunk driver hits them, kills the wife, and they had just been married. And I'm like, oh, it's so sad. And you read shit like that, and you're like, man, how do people go on? How do people get through this fucking thing, this life? I mean, I think honestly, living is like the hardest thing you'd ever do. Dying's easy. I mean, that dying's probably the easiest thing you'll ever do. But like just living through all the bullshit and the pain and the fucking just like the trials and tribulations of life. I mean, that's the hardest thing anyone ever has to do. Is just live. I mean, just living is hard. Like no matter what time period you're born in, no matter what where who you're born to or where you're born at. I mean, it's just like fuck dude. Living. I mean, unless you're I don't know some trust fund baby born in some skyscraper, fucking everything handed to you, and you have no worries. I mean, life's. I mean, you still got You still got problems you have to deal with. I guess. I guess maybe that's like the least suffering people on Earth, but like, I don't know. Weird. Getting into some weird stuff of my own shit bullshit. Really. Uh, man, if I was rich, I don't think I would ever give my kid like just a fuck ton of money. Like fuck up. Like I don't even know how you like avoid that. I mean, I wonder how many rich people have shitty kids and how many rich people have good kids. I wonder if there's like a statistic for that. How like people turn out. Oh no, they're gonna refill this. I don't know. I'm doing a lot of dabs lately. I gotta like chill on that. And that's one thing about like when your tolerance gets so fucking high. Like I just did 2 dabs. I barely feel fucking buzz. I wonder if that's like the like step towards like step. I mean, not like tolerance. Maybe like you think if you feel like you have to like do more and more and more to like keep escalating to the point to where like it becomes a problem now. But I don't know. I mean, that's a one weird thing. Like I really wonder what like the science of addiction is. Or like just like I mean, because there's people that like yeah, they go through like traumatic events and then they use drugs or alcohol as like a coping mechanism, and that is like the gateway to an addiction, basically. Um, some people just do it naturally. There's some people that just start drinking and then like never fucking stop, and to the point where it is just like a huge issue. Same thing with drugs. I mean, some people start smoking weed and then all of a sudden they're on a street corner shooting heroin. I mean, it does happen. I'm not like blind to that fact. It's just I don't know. It's just weird. Everybody's different, really. I mean, there's some people that touch this substance and never have a problem with it, and they could put it, take it up and put it down at any time. And then there's some people that can never. It's like a fucking demon at the wheel, man, that controls their entire fucking life for God knows how long until they don't have the willpower to take the wheel back or just let it fucking drive them off a cliff, which is sad. But yeah, I don't know. These rants always go so off the rails sometimes into weird places. And thank you all for joining them with me. Thank you for if you actually listen to this, man. Uh, I mean, if anybody's listening, it's nice. It's nice to hear that, or I don't know. I can't hear you or see you, so I just gotta blindly say thank you into the void, I guess. But thank you. Goodbye. Thank you for listening. I hope you'll have a wonderful. It's almost the weekend, people. So I'm just gonna say permanently. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I hope maybe we'll get a guest by this weekend, but I wouldn't count on it. So I'll see you later.